Greetings, PS42. I hope all is well. This is Mr. Sharkey connecting with you for a couple of minutes. I would like to steal a couple of minutes of your time to talk to you about our work and our transition towards 5-day in-person learning. This is really good news. We're very excited about this. We sent out a parent letter as well as over the weekend, a short announcement, but I wanted to expand on some of these ideas, some more perhaps in this video, and it might help out. So please check out the comprehensive letter that went out today. It has a lot more detail, but I just want to expand on some ideas and discuss it. So thanks for your time. Today's intentions, again, this is really good news. We're very excited to be able to get all our kids in school 5 days a week under one roof that are assigned for blended learning, instead of going back and forth with alternating Wednesdays and whatnot with that model. When meeting today too, I just want to touch base on the highlights about the 3-foot guidelines that we need to follow. Talk to you a little bit about the complications we face when trying to figure this out, specifically around lunch. And of course, just expand on arrival and dismissal. So thanks for your time. We will be brief. So to begin with respect to the highlights of the 3-foot guidelines, we're making this transition. Now that the CDC says we can come together, work in our classrooms at 3 feet apart wearing a mask. Our total number of students is 730 blended learners, and we'll be coming together under one roof starting May 10th. This week, we have a lot of work ahead of us. The teacher teams, the administration, our build and response team, everyone who does all the planning and whatnot, we're hitting the ground running this week and making sure the readiness is there for that Monday the 10th. So the guidelines is approved for us to go from 6 feet to 3 feet when we're within our classrooms. Our capacity limits in our classrooms have also changed, so we're no longer staying 6 feet apart. We're allowed to sit 3 feet apart. As long as 3 feet plus, we can even expand on that. But we believe very little movement and changes will be necessary, but we do have to change a few classrooms and alter a few class registers to make this work. Our capacity now, we're in the neighborhood of 24 to 28 kids, depending on the square footage per room. But again, every room is different, and we have 2 different buildings, and each room and each floor has its own type of environmental spacing issues. But we were able to make this work. We submitted a plan early last week. Unfortunately, it was denied due to safety protocols. The Department of Ed was not happy with the fact that there might be more than one student sharing a table, even though that table was going to be cleaned. They said, look, to stay away from that. But we managed to figure it out. We did the math. And our biggest challenge was around food, breakfast and lunch. All right, so this is important, but we managed to get it done, and we're ready to go. And I'm very thankful for our team. So let me expand a little bit on how that's going to work with lunch. When it comes time for lunch periods, what we're going to use is just that. We're going to use sessions, not traditional lunch periods, but lunch sessions and time allocations. And we'll be utilizing the front of the main building. Outside the K-wing, we'll be utilizing our schoolyard, including the soccer court, that big open space, the pre-K yard, the section between the 2 buildings, the grassy section on Augusta, as well as the reading garden grass section on Wainwright. Every single space outside our building we're looking to use, and when we do so, we're going to use that picnic style lunch where we're asking students to bring a towel. Parents, pack a towel. Also, I would recommend sunblock early in the morning, because as the weather starts changing, again, if it's nice weather, we're going to be going outside. If it's extreme heat and inclement weather, of course, we'll pivot to staying indoors, but we're going to look to be outside as much as possible. The type of year we're having so far, expect anything, right? We can end up with snow, probably the way things have been going throughout this whole COVID situation. But thinking out of the box, we have to have a plan in place. So plan number 1, outdoor at all times. And if it's inclement weather, we're going to pivot to be inside. In the event of inclement weather, What we're going to do is really look to use our time in the classrooms and eat our meals in the classrooms. And some classrooms can do that due to the number of students in the environment. However, if that doesn't work, we have a plan. So for grades 1 through 5, if students, the occupancy limits are not friendly, where we can't fit everyone in having a meal at the same time, what we're essentially going to do is split the class. Some students will stay in, remove their mask, and when their mask is off, students have to be 6 feet apart, not 3. Mask off equals 6 feet apart. The students who are not eating will be working in the hallway, doing asynchronous work, instructional work. They will, of course, will be supervised by appropriate staff. And when the meal is finished, those students in the hallway will switch and they will have their meal as well. And so it will be a work-in lunch, but sharing the hallway, not the same spot. Students will be sitting in different locations, and when kids go back in their room, they'll be sitting at their desk, and no one will be eating at their desk or using that desk except that one specific child. Our pre-K and K students, we felt strongly that this type of transition might be a little bit too challenging. And so we're using our cafeteria, our gymnasium, and our auditorium space for their meals. They will remain at large as a class. If there's a class that is able to stay in their own room or cover themselves, we're going to use that. Because the more opportunities we put kids in large sections, right? We don't want to have environments where we're sharing space. So the less kids we put in those environments, the better. So for our lower grade bands, we'll be through different sessions throughout the day, utilizing the gym, auditorium, and cafeteria, and no one section will ever be used more than one time. Each night, the entire environment gets cleaned with the hydrostatic cleaner and making sure that the building is reset each day. So we're very excited about this plan. It was a little bit of creative thinking, and we managed to get it done. And again, I'm blessed to work with really smart people because we didn't stop figuring it out, and we managed to get it done without putting the health and welfare of our students at risk. So thank you. We're excited about that. Finally, I'm going to ask you once again, please, during arrival and dismissal, we're going to have larger groups. We're coming together now, 2 cohorts merging. And so it's just really simple practice and safe practice. So when you see the line starting to form, that's okay. Just jump on the end of the line, even though the line is longer. Let's not start grouping, and let's just maintain social distancing. And after a period of time, it's going to pick up. I see the first 1 or 2 days, it might be a little bit different, but looking at what a typical morning looks like now, it goes very fast and very smooth. So no real adjustments to arrival and dismissal. And again, everyone's been deputized to do their part and make sure that we maintain social distancing at all times. Last but not least, as I mentioned in the beginning of the call, a letter went out today, very comprehensive, explaining it all as well. So if you want to hear it and read it and the whole thing, you have both the video and a letter. And should you have a question or concern, please reach out, and you know where you can find us on the virtual general office or by email. Thank you so much for all your time. Last but not least, happy Mother's Day. We really appreciate our moms. Our moms, you know the deal, dads. They're in charge, and they need to be appreciated every day, especially on Mother's Day. So moms, happy Mother's Day. Be safe, be well, and thank you for your time. And we will be releasing some more information today about end of year celebrations for our pre-K, K, and grade 5 students. It's a busy time here at the 4-2. Be well, everyone. Thank you.